Gemini, it's Haley with Tarot from Beyond. I'm doing your August general reading. We are inside and it's beautiful. And we light candles so that we can illuminate what it is that we are asking Spirit for. Okay? So Gemini, I would like to talk about, one moment please. So I want to talk about relationships, people who are already in relationships and who are probably having problems in paradise, which is why they come here to try to find out, is their relationship salvageable? Okay. So let's talk about Gemini currently in relationships with someone who they wonder if the relationship is salvageable or not. They are contemplating divorce and they want a relationship reading on how their relationship is going. Is it worth saving? Is there anything beneficial coming out of this marriage or this union with these people? Or has it turned completely toxic? Okay. This means a happy family, the Ten of Cups. That could mean celebration or a third-party situation. We're definitely talking about relationships, okay? You are strong, Gemini. You will get news of something going on in your house that you have been suspecting. You're like, I'm strong enough for you to tell me the truth about what's going on in my household. And guess what? This is your third party situation. You're noticing that finances are changing and all kinds of stuff. That's because it's all going right there. Okay? If you would like a private reading, if that resonated with you, my information is not far, okay? You can send me an email. I have a feature where you can ask me some questions, and it's $10 per question. And you will get your questions answered within 24 hours. So if you have 3 questions, it's $30. If you hit book my reading now, it'll take you directly to PayPal, pay $30 and ask your questions. And I don't give just yes or no answers. I go into depth as to why your answers are the way they are. I also do 40-minute readings for $50, and I do 1-hour readings for an hour. And I'm getting ready to start doing Akashics readings, okay, through the tarot as well. I will let you know when I'm ready for that. Some of you, Gemini, are in a relationship and you're wondering, is possibly some drug addiction or some overindulgence in my relationship going on? This is the third party. Or is our third parties going on as well? This means new beginning. Okay. What does this new beginning consist of, spirit guides and angels? Okay. So spirit guides and angels are urging that you seek out a new beginning that leaves you financially stable, and not only financially stable, but able to manage your funds as well. That's your new beginning, in addition to you receiving your harvest, depending on how hard you work on it. This is where Spirit is telling you to put your mind. It's up to you if this relationship is salvageable or not. This is something that you have to determine, is this something that can be worked on? Is this something that looks like the other partner or you, whomever, is dealing with the enslaved behavior? It depends on if they are ready. If they're ready to make some changes, have a conversation with them. If they're not ready to make any changes, then I would recommend, giving myself and my children a better opportunity with someone who is a little more responsible. Because one thing is, enslaved behaviors takes away your responsibility, your efforts to be responsible. You can lose your entire mind messing around with things that are, enslaved behaviors, okay? So if you want a reading with regards to that because that resonated with you, Gemini, I'm here for you, and I'm here to pull your specific cards, okay? So that we could talk about your situation and how you can deal with it and how to easily navigate yourself through this growing experience. Now, I would like to talk about Gemini career. Gemini career. You're trying to build something awesome. 3 of Pentacles. With somebody that you know. And you guys are being fair. You're being fair. Someone's financially independent. You're being focused and self-disciplined, and guess what? It's going to lead directly to what you wanted, which is the Ace of Pentacles. This is the Gemini money portion of the reading. Some of you are looking at a beautiful plan. Things are going to be exactly as you want them to be if you remained focused and self-disciplined. Don't turn your head to the right or to the left. Stay focused on every little thing that has to be done to build this business that you guys are building. Okay? And always be fair with one another, because that's always important when it comes to this coming and growing into a forest instead of just a little house plant. Okay? Money's looking good, Gemini. If you play your cards right, okay? Pick the right partners. If you'd like a private reading that further lets you know about that, this is singles, okay? We can go into that. Singles. The Sun. You're happy, single or not. And some of you are deciding, like, do I even want to be in a relationship? Like, what am I even going to do? I really am happy, you know. But I am a nurturer, and I do feel like my biological clock is ticking. So, like, what to do? You're like, what to do? Gemini singles. And you even find yourself in, like, la land sometimes and neglecting doing the things that will generate love for self and love for the people around you already, because you do want to be coupled up. You know, you really do. This is for singles. This is your version of happiness. You want a spiritual union. You want to be happy, of course. And you don't want any lies. And you want people to be proud of the choice that you've made. Okay, you've made that point. Okay, Gemini singles. So let's see what's going to happen in August. Spirit guides and angels. For some Gemini, I know not all Gemini will resonate with this, but they will know that their reading has come to fruition by the way that you describe the answer here for these singles. Some singles really do want to be coupled up. They want to be in a relationship. They want to be with someone who's going to care for them and be nurturing to them and, you know, give them the love that they deserve. So what can we tell them, spirit guides and angels? The King of Wands means anger. That means exhaustion. And that means a stern individual who's very brash and who is very abusive. So I feel as though I'm talking to some Gemini who are having a hard time finding Mr. Tomorrow because they can't get out of their mind Mr. Yesterday that used to piss you off so much and make you so damn tired because of their behavior. This means you guys used to fight all the time. You're tired of that. And there's secrets involved. And this was like supposed to be a spiritual union. And what I hear some of you saying is like, this is what I commonly come across when I start dating. Why is that? Well, let's see. Why is that? because you create in your mind what you want this person to be rather than to see them for who they really are. The moon means seeing half of the picture. The sun represents seeing the whole picture. Okay? Now, when it comes to dating, don't make up in your mind what you want this individual to be and sweep under the rug the things that you know could grow into big hairy monsters, right? Look at this person for who they really are, not for what you want them to be, because this means fantasizing about something that's not feasible, okay? So make sure that when you date, right, you put your armor on and you make sure that the characteristics of the individual that you pick are very virtuous and lovely and all that is well. This means cups, Knight of Cups, the Knight of Love. Spirit guides and angels are like, okay, you Gemini singles, you want to be in a relationship? No problem. Put on your armor and make sure that you don't go into any relationship like baby Cupid, who just says, hey, I love you and I think you're cute and I just, hey. No. Make sure that you know what you want out of a partner. Make sure that you know what you expect out of a relationship before you even go looking for one. Okay? This situation has created some anxiety for some of you because some of you feel as though you've been single too long, and you're working on it, and it's like you're tired of fighting. Some of you are like, forget it, I'm just going to be single forever. I put so much work into trying to have a relationship and try to manifest abundance when it comes to love and a relationship, But Spirit just said, use your intuition. Your intuition, okay? Judgment means something has to end in order for something to begin. And I told you it has to end. All those memories of all of those Mr. Yesterdays, that has to end in order for Mr. Tomorrow to begin. And then the person that you get might be just like the Knight of Pentacles. Look it up. He's methodical, really smart, cool dude. Look up his qualities and his characteristics, because this looks like who you're going to get with when you're ready to stop railing over your past relationships and how much anxiety and strife they bring to, some of you Gemini singles are viewing relationships as just burdens because of your past experiences. That mentality has to end in order for you to get your new Knight of Pentacles. Okay? So singles, you will be in a relationship, but you have to attract one to you by what you're thinking about. And if you're thinking about, oh, I don't want to get hurt, I don't want to get hurt, and I'm weary when it comes to commitments and relationships with people. I've been burned before, or whatever your memories with regards to unhealthy relationships, let those go. That doesn't mean, don't take the memories and what you've learned out of the relationship. Don't get rid of that, right? Keep that. Make sure you keep that. But don't dwell on what you think might go wrong. Dwell on what you know is going to go right, because it's your time. And you spoke it out to your spirit guides and angels, and you let them know that you're ready for someone to love. And ask them to illuminate the way so that you are able to see what you need to do in order to get a partner. I would recommend an Akashic Records reading for someone like this. And then for someone in this situation, I would do an Akashic Records reading for them so that you would know if when you would be meeting your twin flame. Okay? We have a little more time, so Spirit wants to talk about some Gemini who's got a broken heart and is moving on because they're tired of juggling, trying to communicate with this person about either getting serious or being immature. So some of you Gemini are like, okay, my heart is broken because this person that I'm with doesn't want to get more serious with me. So I'm going to leave because, like, if you don't want to marry me, I feel like we've been together for, like, a long time. This represents speed. Anything that represents speed also represents time. Like, we've been together for a minute, and it's like, if I'd have this many swords to take with me if I left, which is 6, I'm with you for a little while, and you're not marrying me. And as a result, you know, I'm not, some of you are wondering, should you walk away? Well, Spirit says the way you handle things will determine how fate works out for you, okay? There's a reason why this person is not ready to commit the way that you want to commit, okay? There's a reason. And if you flip out because you don't know the reason, this person, I feel as though this person understands the concept of give and take to give you what you want out of a relationship. But I feel that if you keep pressing the issue, then you're going to be on the defense. And like the other party is going to be like, why do you keep stressing this issue? For some reason, you know. So you're asking, like, what do I do about that? You know, you're going to have to get your personal cards, guys. You guys are going to have to get your personal readings because this is becoming a burden for you to be in a relationship and only be in a relationship and not have a commitment. This means marriage. Being with somebody for a long time and just playing boyfriend and girlfriend forever and, like, not having a commitment. I feel that there's a Gemini that wants a commitment, but the other party doesn't want to commit, and it has nothing to do with you, Gemini. Whatever the reason is, I feel like the reason has nothing to do with you per se, but it broke your heart nonetheless, and it's starting to feel like a burden, which is making you feel like you want to just move on, and that's also your choice. So if any of this resonated with any of you, I ask that you hit like and subscribe and leave your comments. I love your comments. Read every single one. Hit like and love out of respect for the fact that you even took the time to respond. I appreciate you watching. I love your donations. Keep me going. I love all my regulars. I love my subscribers, new and old. I'm very grateful for all of you. You give to me as much as I give to you, and it's an equal exchange, which feels amazing. And I might even start doing readings for the day while I'm, prepping for other things that I'll be doing, because I'll be teaching classes on cards and teaching classes on the Akashic, tarot deck as well, which I'm working wonderfully with. I really think a lot of you will enjoy it. One of the great things about it is it's really affordable, coming from a tarot reader. Akashic's records can be expensive, but I'm telling you, they're worth every penny. And they go in depth with regards to the answers that you're looking for, But if you get your private reading, these general cards won't be popping up. Your cards will be popping up, which will tell me a lot more about your situation and how to deal with it. I'm an intuitive, and I use my intuition with the cards as to what's going on with you, and I'm a teacher. It's my job to teach you how not to repeat certain cycles, okay? And to teach you your value and your worth as to, when you're being taken advantage, for example. You know, I don't feel like anyone is being taken advantage of in this situation, but there is a juggle here going on. So I'm wondering, is this person juggling someone else? They're juggling love. And yeah, sorry guys, this looks like a third party situation that you suspected anyway. And you're like, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Some of you Gemini are out of here because you were suspecting it. You were actually thinking of marrying this person and your heart was broken because this person didn't want to marry you, but you started to suspect, you know. Didn't the High Priestess come up in this one? Or was it the other one? Whatever the case, you know, this one that you're with is not the right one for you. That's why baby Cupid popped up, okay? This person's not mature enough to marry you. You need to look at yourself and make the distinction between who you are and who you actually wanted to marry, Gemini. I feel like some of you need to hear that. Introspection, the Hermit means introspection. Look at yourself, what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, what you have to offer, what you don't have to offer. And then I want you to compare that to this one who you were with, right? Who was juggling you and love, right? You and more love. You also see 3 swords to the heart, okay, which represents third-party situations as well. 3. Juggling. 3 when it comes to love because he's immature. But see, Gemini, you don't put your name on any document with someone that's immature. When you are like probably college bound or like ready to like super advanced bound, grow, rebirth, like something amazing is getting ready to happen to you, because that's always the case when you have to feel these types of feelings, you know. This person did not understand the concept of give and take. They did not know how to communicate properly. You often wanted to leave and thought about it, but you loved this person, you know? So at the end of the day, the relationship turned into a burden. I feel like this could be a relationship with a sibling too, not necessarily a love partner. But you need to do some introspection with regards to why you even engage with them the way you do and get so fired up sometimes with them, right? And like get so defensive with them, because truth be told, they're not really technically on your level on a lot of levels, okay? So the way that you respond to this individual is going to determine the fate of how things are going to go for you for the next maybe month or so, or however long, until you get the opportunity to change this will again. Make sure that you always act virtuous, no matter what little sneaky things people think that they're doing. Always act with grace. Bow out gracefully, because there's always something that is clear and more beautiful waiting for you after your lesson. Because everything that we experience is a lesson. And yes, they come with emotions and a plethora of things. But it's the way we act when things are going not so great that define us. So with that being said, Gemini, I am going to let you go. Be good to yourself. Don't cheat yourself. Treat yourself right with respect. And that is exactly what you will attract. Okay? Namaste, and I will talk to you soon. Goodbye, Gemini.